Shooting part 2. So in our first video we added a cylinder to the right hand side of our player, as you can see here, and we also added a firing point. So over on the left hand side, if I just press escape so I can show you the cursor, I added this gun, which is the cylinder, to the player. I just basically dragged and dropped it on, and I added a firing point to the front of it. So the reason why they're connected to the player is if I move around, they basically follow me around. Now you can't see the firing point because it's actually something which is invisible in front of my gun. I also made a bullet prefab so that when I press the left cursor key, I have a bullet shooting directly in front of us. Now, a couple of issues are that bullet, as you can see, is bounced off the hill and is disappearing off into space. And even though we'll go out of view, you can see over on the left-hand side, it is still actually there. So that's going to kind of cause processor problems at some stage. And one of the other problems as well was, if I keep pressing the left cursor key to make it kind of shoot as like a machine gun, my hand is going to start getting tired from pressing the left cursor key over and over and over again. So we're going to fix that. And the other thing we're going to fix, when we shoot our sheep and it goes, so it destroys, the score doesn't go up at all. So we're going to fix that as well. So first things first, we are going to fix the rapid fire. So we're going to fix the machine guns kind of thing then. So on the gun, we've got this shooting code set up, and that code, which I've opened up here in Visual Studio, to make it so I don't have to keep pressing the left cursor key, all I'm going to do is change it from if input.get button down, I'm just going to remove the down, and I'm going to save that. And we're going to come back onto Unity, we're going to press play, and what should happen is I just press the left button and I'll hold it down and it should be rapid fire, so it's like a machine gun then, so I'm not going to get tired. And hopefully that shouldn't take us too long. I'm going to pause this actually because I've got a feeling it's going to take a while. Right, let's press play and see if that works. So if we press play, the game will load up, and as I said, I'm going to hold down the left cursor key and hopefully we'll have like this machine gun effect going on. Yep, and as you can see, Jesus, they're bouncing around everywhere. So you can kind of like change this so they're not quite as rapid, but that's something else which we can look into. It's about adding like a time, a delay in between them being shot. Right, so that's one problem fixed. So I'm going to press play there. And the next thing I want to do, like we saw when I was shooting and the bullets were bouncing off the hill and they were going off up into the sky, they didn't disappear, they just kept on going on and on. So what we're going to need to do is add a bit of code to our bullet, our prefab then. So if I open up the prefab here, and we're going to add a bit of code which is going to be called bullet, simple as that. So I'm going to copy this ready so I can bring it over, and I'm going to add, where am I to? I scroll down, I just might need to move something a minute. Yeah, if I add a component to the bullet prefab, we're going to call it bullet. If it lets us do it, just type in bullet. I should do a new script for us. Create an ad, and it should appear here somewhere. There it is. Yep. And I'm going to double click on it and it'll load up in Visual Studio very shortly for us. I'm just going to literally copy the code I copied. I'm just going to paste over the top of this. So the name of the file is bullet, and you'll see that when I paste it in, it's bullet as well, so that's not going to cause me any problems. And basically, what this does then, the bullet, when it actually gets generated, it will get destroyed after its lifetime. The lifetime we got set to 2, so it's 2 seconds basically, it should disappear. So I'm going to save that, go back to our game. I always do that thing of saving after I've explained the code, whereas I should have done it the other way around, so it gives it a chance to do what it's doing here and it won't take us too much longer. Oh, it's looking a bit more promising. I'm actually going to close the prefab by just clicking on scenes here, and I'll save the prefab, and this time hopefully when we do our rapid fire machine gun, the bullet should be disappearing after 2 seconds. We can make them last longer or shorter, but the problem is if you're shooting something at a distance and it's only like half a second, the bullet won't actually reach it. So the bullets are flying off into the sky, but you'll notice that they are kind of disappearing. And over on the left hand side, you'll notice that all the bullets have disappeared from the hierarchy thing on the left hand side as well. So that bit's fixed. So one more thing to do. When we kill our sheep, we want our score to go up by 200. Now, that's quite an easy thing to do because we've done some code before where we collected a coin and our code went up by 200. So on these coins then, no, I think it was actually on the player. We had an item collector code which is here, and I'm going to open that up as well. So the idea is when we run into the actual circles, the coins, whatever it was to set up. It basically had a score set to 0. We had a text box which you saw up on the screen a second ago, which said score 0, and the score went up by 100 every time we collected a coin. Now, because we've already got a scoring system set up, it isn't quite as simple as kind of just simply saying on shoot sheep, which is our code we did before, add in a line of code saying add hundreds or 200 to the score, because that score is being used in the item collector code. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of kind of like maneuvering around in here to kind of link into this score we've got set up in the item collector code. It'll make sense in a moment once I've kind of like copied and pasted it over. So I've got that code already set up, and as you can see, this is our shoot sheet code. The bits which aren't highlighted, the bits which we've already got, but these bits which are highlighted, I will need to bring in and add to the code we've got here. So I'm just going to overwrite that top bit there, and I'm also going to bring in these bits and pieces. And in fact, I don't think I need to bring all these in because I'm not planning on doing like an audio thing or whatever, like a noise to be made, and I could do, but basically that gets added onto this part. Got too many lines. Let's get rid of that space there. Like I said, I'm not actually going to do the sheep dying thing at this stage, but basically that's a sound file to play if I want the sheep to make a dying noise when I shoot it. That's something I can sort out at some other stage. And the only other bits I'm going to bring in, and then I'll explain what's on the code when it's saving, are these other 3 lines here. Now, like I said, the sheep dying dot play bit here, I'm still going to paste it in because I might use it at some point in the future. I'm just going to comment it out because that's actually making a sound file play when the sheep gets destroyed. So I'm going to save that and go back onto Unity so it does this little bit of processing, and then I'll come back onto Unity to explain it. So the idea is now we have basically said that we are calling ItemCollector. That's what that script was here, and in particular we're going to be using the ItemCollector.score because score is actually defined within here and it goes up by a certain amount every time you collect a coin. Now within our shoot sheep code, what we're saying is that ItemCollector text then, that score will go up by the kill score. Now it's up to you if you want to actually give your score number here. And it might be an idea actually just to say, yeah, in fact I'm going to get rid of that and make it easier to understand. I'm just going to say plus 200. So every time I collect a coin I get 100, every time I kill a sheep I get 200. So again, that's another line of code you don't really need. But we did need to add in a couple of bits up here because we're referring to this text box, which is actually within our canvas, I think it is. Yeah, score title. If I double click on it, oh, it won't take us that way because we're looking from above, aren't we? There we are, we've got a score there. Why does it look like that? That's awful. There we are. So we've got our score title, which is that part, our score text box, and the text box, this score one, will update by plus 200 every time we kill a sheep. That's what basically this does here then, okay? But we do need to make a reference to it there as well. But anyway, I've just realized I've pressed save and then I'm not I've already explained things to you. But I'm just going to come back onto this. And the idea is now I'm going to run and collect the coins so we can see our score go up by 100. And I'm then going to kill the sheep to see if it adds 200 onto the score, whatever we've got. But before I do that, I always make this mistake. On our shooting or kill sheep part, where's our kill sheep part? Or shoot sheep part? Is that on our gun? Shooting? Is that on our sheep? Ah, it's on our sheep. Now we've got to kind of say what this item collector code is. So all I'm going to do is click on the little circle there and say the item collector code is actually connected to our player at this stage. And our score text box, I'm just dragging across score across to this. And now if I press play, I can test it. So I should be able to, like I said, kill a sheep straight away if I want and get 200 points. But actually I'm going to test, but it's connected up to the item collector thing. So there's our sheep over there. It's not going to get away from us. It can only move a little bit. I'm then going to collect my coins. So my score is going up by 100, as you see. I'm now going to go and blast my sheep. So the sheep when I kill a sheep, it'd be 200 points. That's what I said in our code. And that should add to 100. So if I just press left click to multi... Oh, 700. Oh, it's because I was shooting it so fast. Oh, bum. I'll need to, maybe, what I'll do actually to fix this instead of using the rapid fire, so if we go back onto shooting and change it back to down as it was, and we'll just shoot there once rather than shooting it several times because it was shooting so fast. I think it registered, but it hit the sheep 3 times before it destroyed, which is doesn't make sense really, does it? But that's the issue with the processing speed sometimes of the machine you're using. So let's try that one more time then. Let's go and collect a coin to make sure that our score goes up by 100. I wish I had a sprint button. I think I have actually, but I haven't actually worked out where it is. So our score's gone up by 100. Let's go kill our sheep. So now I should only be able to shoot once every time I click. And there we go. The score went up by 200, so it's now 300. And just to kind of sum things up and max score our level, I'm also going to collect that as well. Yay!